Yo, what up, guys? This is Jalen.
And this is William.
And we are the
clothtalk podcast. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Clothtalk Podcast. We are back with another one.
Another banger for y'all.
Another one.
Exactly.
This one we're talking about social media, the state of social media and the world we live in and all this craziness going on. So I think first we're going to start with our thoughts and go over like the pros and cons of social media, and we'll get into some other stuff after that as well. So welcome back.
Welcome, Clothtalk Pod. You already know.
How you doing, Mr. Jalen?
I'm good. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on social media? In today's age?
I don't know. I feel like social media is it's ruining lives. Let's start with that. But not mine. let me put that out there.
People, not me though.
Yeah.
I'm good. We're Gucci over here.
I don't know. I feel like social media is a cool tool. Mm-hmm. I feel like as I've gotten older, because I've been on social media since like middle school, back in the MySpace days.
MySpace.
Put me in your top 5, top 10. That was the thing. We used to want to be in each other's top 5 friends on Facebook. I said Facebook on MySpace.
Who created MySpace? It was Tom, right?
I think so.
That was like your first friend on MySpace.
Right.
Everybody's first.
So I don't know. I feel like back then.
That's such a long time ago.
I know. Back then I probably was like, chasing likes, or I don't even remember what it was on MySpace. Mm-hmm. Chasing likes. Then we had Instagram and Twitter. I used to want to be like Twitter famous. I had a couple viral tweets and all that, but I feel like it went downhill.
I never caught one of those, man.
I had a couple.
They're elusive, bro. never
get
like, more than like 15 retweets. So I was like, damn.
I feel like, on Twitter, like you could try your hardest to get a viral tweet, and then it won't go viral. It'd be something random where it goes viral, like when you least expect it.
I mean, somebody with more followers like copy and paste your tweet and gets like 50,000 retweets.
I don't know. I feel like as I've gotten older, I don't really care about social media that much. I feel like I only get on there to like pass time. Mm-hmm. I post pictures on Instagram. Like I only really post if I go places.
Yeah.
It's cool though. I think it's a cool tool to stay connected with your friends and all that stuff.
Yeah. But
I don't know. My thoughts on social media have changed over the years.
Yeah.
I feel like I could go without now.
Yeah. I'm similar to you. I have like similar feelings on social media, how we started. I never made a MySpace page. I think I started with Facebook. Probably started with Facebook in middle school. That was back when. That was like 2011.
Something like that.
2012. We were right there in the inception of social media. We're the first generation to grow up with social media. But yeah, I do view it as a tool. And it's kind of what you make it. Like, I think at first when I was younger, I feel like we had nothing else to do, bro. Like we would come home from school. You don't have like bills to pay. You don't have like a car. You ain't got nothing to do. Maybe you might have like sports practice or like ballet or something. But after that, you just home, do a little bit of homework, and then you up for another 3 hours. If wrestling wasn't on or some anime or something that I was into, it was just like, I'm gonna be on my phone. I was definitely chasing likes for a long time. I think I probably stopped in like, I don't even know. I want to look at my profile just to see, but I think like 2018 maybe. I think once I started like living on my own, They got like a job, you got like bills to pay, you got other stuff going on. It's like I don't have time to
stop worrying about that. For real.
I think one thing, I don't know, I've always been like sure of myself. I feel like a lot of people, I guess I'm fortunate in that way. A lot of people don't have that. Like, although I was like posting on like Instagram and stuff to like get as many likes as I could and like trying super hard on every picture.
Right.
Taking like 50 photos on Christmas and Thanksgiving, trying to get them likes up.
Now you get what you get.
Yeah, it's just like
post and go. That's what I like to do.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be though. Like I feel like social media should be, I think that at its core, it's to just share stuff with other people. Like I think a couple years ago, like once I stopped like fishing for likes with every post, I really sat down with myself. I was like, why am I posting on social media in the first place?
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, the reason is to bring attention to something. You want to bring attention to the fact that you went out. You want to bring attention to your outfit. You want to bring attention to something you want to celebrate. Like, oh, I just like got accepted into this college or graduated or something like that. Like, you want to share that with other people because we have that intrinsic human feeling of like belonging. You want to share with somebody else and like share those thoughts. But it's like, do these people really care? Do I care what they think?
Right.
It's like they're not paying my bills. Like, I'm not talking to all these people I follow every day. It's like, why does it matter what their opinion of me is? And once I started like having that conversation with myself, I was like, it really doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter what they think. I'm gonna post what I want to post.
Right. I think that's what it's for.
I'm gonna be myself, and that's it. Like,
people can think what they want to think. Like, I feel like I post because I want to, and people will think what they want to think.
Yeah.
I think that's where like social media became something. I think it's something they didn't intend it for it to be. Like now, now like I don't know. People you think you're in competition, or people might feel like they're in competition with other people.
Yeah.
Based on what you see on social media, when in reality, like everybody needs to just run their own race, live their own lives. Like somebody might get a nice car or something and post it, and you're like, damn, I wish I had that car.
And the crazy part is you can always tell, like, I'd say like 70% of people are like faking that, like posing in front of cars they don't own, or like
it's just that's what another
running out of Airbnb and taking pictures of it, talking about like, oh, look at my like vacation spot, yada yada. It's like, bro, like you don't own that.
Some
like,
people, I think some people use social media for as a tool to like for validation from others. Like, and like you said, who cares? Half the time I'm scrolling through whatever social media app, and like nobody cares. You post something and be like, nobody cares. So.
That's the thing. I feel like it's easy to get like wrapped up in social media and whatever app you're on, and just believe that everything that you're seeing is what everyone believes. And I think that is one of the dangerous things, like that echo chamber. Like you're only seeing like people that agree with you, or like like one viewpoint. And it's like I remember, I don't know. I feel like Twitter got really bad like a couple years ago, like cancel culture and all this other stuff. Like,
yeah,
people, first of all, they do anything for like retweets and likes. And then like, let's say like, oh, this celebrity did something, and then let's say like a good amount of people disagree with it, like, oh, cancel him, like da da da, like he's trash, he's this, he's that. Like just reading off the headline, not even like opening that link to see what actually happened or like read the whole story.
Right.
And then now, because other people want likes and retweets, they're just gonna chime in like, oh yeah, like cancel that dude, like like we don't mess with him anymore. Like
I don't even know what's going on.
So it's literally just like a train of like. And then you think people are so outraged. You would think people are like so upset and like this is the last straw. Like, like people like canceling Kanye and stuff a couple years ago, and it's like 2 weeks later, you don't hear a peep. Nobody's mad about that anymore. People still listen to Kanye's music. So it's like, what are we really doing here? Like, we're just having this like moment of excitement and like emotion and stuff for like 2 days and then forget about it, never talk about it again. It's like, I don't know. It's just like a lot. I feel like a lot of stuff. I feel like as I've gotten older, you just start to notice that more and more. And the more time you spend on the apps and just like sit there, like let's say I scroll through Instagram for like an hour after work or something, when I get home, I'll be like, I just wasted an hour. Like, why did I like, I literally just sat here and did nothing. I got nothing out of that.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know.
I guess we can so I don't know. I guess I have like neutral thoughts about social media. I wouldn't say it's a positive or negative outlook. It's kind of just, but we can transition into the pros and cons.
I think one pro definitely is keeping up with like friends and family that you don't speak to every day. Because like we have a close circle. We may talk like at least once a week or every other day. You don't do that with everyone you know. You might have like pretty legitimate friends that from like college or high school or middle school that like you don't talk to as often, but you're still cool. And you can like keep up with their life from afar. So it's like, damn, I haven't seen this person in 6 years, but I kind of know what they've been up to. Like, right. I know that they moved cities, like they got this, like.
I think, I don't know. What, are there any other pros? I feel like it's the only pro. You stay connected. But other than that, it's like,
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
I feel like we kind of hit on some of the cons already too, like posting for.
I feel like another one is just like getting a mass amount of attention to something like very important, like, oh, this person was in like a car accident and they need this amount of money to help them from surgery in the hospital, yada yada. You see like everyone reaching out and like showing love and like donating and like saying, I hope you're okay, and like all this other stuff. I feel like that's one cool thing, you know, people getting connected to like lost family members just because
you could bring people together. That's true.
I think
that's a good point.
I think it's probably good for sharing news updates as well, as long as it's not fake news. Right. But like, oh, the Super Bowl was today, or so and so dropped an album with no promo. Like, that's true. So, but what else? Any more pros?
I really can't think of any other pros. I like that though. It definitely brings people together. I think that just reminded me of something, like, especially on Twitter. It could be something going on, like somebody drop an album, or it's like an award show or something, and everybody is like, everybody comes together and everybody's just tweeting about the same thing. That's cool. Some of the funniest nights, it'd be some of the funniest stuff on Twitter when stuff happens. It'd be something random too. Somebody posts something and everybody just start talking about it, making jokes about it.
Yeah, we just saw everybody making memes of Nate Robinson.
Oh yeah, we knew that was coming.
I'm sorry, Nate, bro. We should have your back more than that. I apologize on behalf of the community.
Yeah, we knew
that was vicious.
It was, you know, like stuff like that happen. You know, it's going, like, people gonna meme it.
That's
talk about it, make jokes about it.
That's another thing. People just like chiming in just to be a part of the fun. Like, everybody was making fun of him that night. Like, I don't know. That was like the popular thing to share. No one was like, oh, he had a good fight. Like, it was his first professional boxing match. Like, let me not make fun of him. Like, right. I couldn't do what he did. Like,
right. Well, nobody care about. Nobody cares about that. They don't get their jokes off.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure we get them jokes off.
Yeah. So
I think that's another pro. But that might be the only two.
You get some comedic relief in there. I think another thing too is, I feel like people underestimate how much you can, like, I know the doc that came out recently, like the Social Dilemma and like all this other stuff, kind of makes it seem like we don't have control over what we see, but you can control who you follow. You can control like what content you're telling the algorithm to show to you. Like, right. Like now more than ever, since I'm not really getting on social media anymore, like, now that we're doing the podcast and everything, I have to know like how social media works in order for us to like use our platform and get our message out there properly. But yeah, like you can choose like what social media, like what content you see. Like nowadays, I follow a lot of like motivational people. I follow a lot of like helpful positivity pages and like all this other stuff, and just getting the like basically drowning myself in like positivity and just like useful advice, like entrepreneurship and like some other stuff and real estate, like all these other things. So every time I'm getting on these apps, I'm like learning little tidbits here and there, like little golden nuggets on stuff that I care about and stuff that is like helping me in my life and like what goals I want to do. I feel like a lot of people kind of like underestimate that part of it. Like you can choose what content you're seeing. Like you don't have to see like people fishing for likes all the time, or people exploiting people, or like negative memes and all this stuff. Right. Like you can make it a positivity bubble for yourself, which is good and bad. You have to recognize that there's a balance. Like there's negativity in the world, like there's bad things happening, but I'm going to choose to use these platforms and these apps and stuff to like feed myself with like useful, positive information that's going to like help me out in the future. So
yeah, I think you can definitely control, like you said, control what you see, what you don't see. And yeah, like I don't know, if you want to read positivity and see positivity, then you can put that on your feed rather than you know, I don't know, news, or like fake news,
hella twerking videos,
right?
On your
Twerking,
feed, like
which is like if that's what you want to see, that's
twerking
cool,
videos, jewelry,
right?
Like,
and I think that plays into like, I don't know, to people comparing themselves to others. When you see that, you're like, damn, you might feel like you're not at a place where you want to be in life. I think that's a con. Yeah, kind of touched on it earlier, but it's I don't know. It's social media is not. It shouldn't make you feel like you're less or inferior to others.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you follow Gary Vee. I'm probably going to sound like him over the next like 30-40 minutes, but I feel like that's more of like an internal thing. He talks about this too, but basically he has this thing where he says like social media and like not social media, technology just like exposes like who we are on the inside more and more. And like social media, people like get down and depressed and like compare themselves to others. And it's like, if intrinsically you as a person and your character, that I love myself and I'm content with where I am and yada yada, all that other, seeing a beautiful girl or a good looking dude like post on social media, or people post money, or I just bought a house and like stuff like this. If you're content with yourself and you love yourself and you love your process and like where you're at in life, like seeing that stuff won't affect you. Like I'm not gonna have negative thoughts like, damn, I feel bad about myself now because I saw this dude post,
if anything,
a money phone.
Motivation,
right,
rather than the opposite.
Yeah, like if they can do it, I can too. Like there's no,
exactly.
I feel like people need to do that reversal more. Just like flip that like subtle mindset change. Like if you're getting upset at people, like you see that a lot too. Like oh, I just got this job and like people like post about it, or I don't know, like, oh, I just started this business. I'm selling merch now, yada yada. Like I'm so happy. Those posts never get as many likes as like the funny or like controversial ones or the negative ones.
Right. Like, that's true.
People literally, because they're comparing themselves to you, like don't like what you have to post, even if it has nothing to do with them. You're only posting like a positive message or something. It's like they take it as a negative. So I feel like people need to switch that mindset around. Just try to. Your first thought shouldn't be like, what am I missing or what do I not have? It should be like, I'm happy with what I have, and maybe I can do what they did too. So
how can you get there?
Right.
That's true.
What's another con?
I don't know. I feel like it's like it just creates like a false reality.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. What is it with? We got like fake beauty standards and all this stuff.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
People they think they should look a certain way because of what you see on social media.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's just a lot of falseness on social media.
Yeah.
Like it's so easy. It's so easy to be fake. Like you said, like you can pretend to be something that you're not. Posing in front of cars that's not yours, flashing money that ain't yours, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I feel like people are like so scared to just be vulnerable. Like everybody wants to look their best when they post on social, and it's like, you're not like that all the time.
Right.
Like if you look at someone's feed, you just like go through, it's just like a series of like amazing events and like traveling and food and like all that stuff. And it's like, your day's not like that all the time. Like I can promise you that. Like,
so you only show, like, I know for me, I only show what I want to show on social media.
Right.
And so that doesn't mean there's not like, we have 24 hours in a day. So one post does not, that does not mean show what happens on the daily in my life. So it's like, I don't know, social media is just.
Yeah. I feel like that fake perception is definitely not good either, because like you can see that with couples too. Like they're like posting all the time, like, oh, like we're going out to dinner and yada yada, we're great and happy, and then the next week they're like broken up. It's like,
yeah, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
It's like they're putting up a front too. Like, why you guys are not happy where you're at? Like, why are you posting like you are? Like, just
right.
It's okay to be sad. Like, you don't have to.
The image,
right?
The image you created, the fake. See, that's what I was saying. Talking about fakeness, you created a fake image.
Yeah, I feel like all the huge companies that post on Instagram and like all these influencers and stuff definitely don't help with, like you said, like the fake beauty standards and the fake, just like standards for life. Like, not everybody looks like that. Not everybody's like that.
Right.
Not everybody's in that situation or has that job or that financial resource. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like people definitely need to take a break, but I forget what I was gonna say. I had like another con, but
to add on that too, it's not just like our age group. We got kids on there too. Yeah. If kids are on social media, you got them, they're looking at all this stuff.
Yeah.
Might be it could be brainwashing them, I don't know. Or altering like their mindset, all this fake stuff.
I think that is one thing that's like kind of concerning. Like I feel like up till now, like half of our lives, like we didn't have social media.
Right.
Like we didn't even have cell phones for a majority. So it's like we know what the other side is like, and we know there's other things out there. Like not everything in life is like on my phone.
Right.
These younger kids, I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
it's kind of scary to see. Like
life.
It's starting out. Like I have cousins who are having babies now, and they know how to work YouTube and like Instagram and like all this stuff. I'm like what are their thought patterns gonna change to like as they're getting older? So that's kind of scary to see. I think low key, I feel like that contributes to like why like kids look so much older now. Like you see like kids in high school that you ever see those memes where it's like, oh, like what kids in high school look like today, and it looks like Kylie Jenner or something, and then
you got us,
like me back then. We got like Rugrats clothes on and stuff like that, looking hella childish,
baby faces, all that stuff.
Yeah, I feel like they're all like rushing like too soon to live up to these standards, and have that fake
unrealistic
persona.
Standards.
I don't know.
Shit is not real.
Yeah. I definitely do think another con though is that it's distracting. Like, I feel like this year I finally was able to like overcome that itch to like pick up my phone and like, oh, like let me check these notifications. We were going through that period too when we were trying to use like productivity apps, and like we were like encouraging each other like, yo, like let's get this work done, like let's be productive, put the phone down. Because there's a bunch of apps and like productivity apps and stuff you guys can use to basically police yourself and like the time on your phone. And I feel like that little training period that we had, and like that kind of grew that muscle in your brain to be like, yo, like I don't need to use this, like I have other stuff to do. And it helped me be more productive. So I feel like that's another thing people can do too, is just like use those apps and slowly but surely just like get off of social media more and more and know that you don't need it. So
yeah, I think I think it's something to do. So it's easy to pick up your phone. It's something to do when there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
But then it's even easier to get lost. Like you get on your phone, you be like, all right, I'm about to check Instagram, see what's 5-10 minutes. But next thing you know, you've been on there for like an hour, 2 hours, just scrolling. It's easy to get lost in that stuff.
I hated when that happened, bro.
Yeah. Or like YouTube or whatever.
I'll be down them YouTube rabbit holes, bro.
Right.
Like,
be all over the place. Like you start with one video, you're like, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna watch this.
It's always at night too. Like
laying it right, you about to go to bed.
Going to bed.
Be on YouTube. Be on YouTube till like 6 a.m.
Next thing you know, I'm watching like Matt Stoney videos and eat like 50 Big Macs and
be like, yeah, you sitting there wondering like, how did I get here? So I think it definitely is distracting.
Yeah. I feel like I always kind of knew it was distracting though. Like even, back when I was on campus, it's like I'm trying to study for this test, and then I get on my phone to check my email, and then I get a notification from Instagram. So then I open Instagram, and now I'm on Instagram, and I'm scrolling now 35, 40 minutes, an hour has passed by. It's like, damn.
Right.
Like I'm like, I take my phone and I threw it on my bed. I'm like, bro, I'm supposed to be studying. Like, what am I doing? Yada, yada. So I don't know. That distraction part, I feel like it's something you can overcome, but you have to know what it's doing to you. You have to know it's a bad habit. It's like any other bad habit, like smoking. Like it's gonna be hard to put that phone down. It's gonna be hard to turn the notifications off, but eventually you'll get more and more comfortable with it. So
yeah,
but
slowly phase out of it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think so we recently watched The Social Dilemma. Mm-hmm. We watched it yesterday.
Yeah, we thought it might be good.
Yeah,
for this episode.
Add some points to the podcast, because I don't know, we had our thoughts on social media, but this has kind of been like a hoopla about that documentary recently, so we figured it might be worth a look. But so what were your like thoughts on like watching that documentary? Like what would you come away with?
Yeah, I think kind of what we've been touching on this whole time. Like basically I feel like, so you have these tech people that like were pioneers of these apps, and these people that created these things or like helped build them up to what they are today. They are like, these apps are like ruining everything. We kind of touched on that.
Yeah.
That was my takeaway. I kind of felt like, I guess I kind of understood why there was such a big hoopla around it, but at the same time, I'm like, we knew this already. Mm-hmm. But I think it was a good documentary.
Yeah.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Just to hear it, hear what they had to say. All these different, what I call them, they're geniuses. All these geniuses.
They were using some big words.
Yeah, we're sitting there like, what are they even saying?
The algorithms. Talk about the algorithms.
That's the new thing now. You on your phone too long, we'd be like, that's the algorithms. You falling for
the
it.
algorithms. We were saying that all yesterday. Like, oh damn, I'm on Instagram again.
I got to get off. Falling for it.
I just saw the ad too.
The AI, these ads and these AIs getting to me. But yeah, I think that was my biggest takeaway. It was already like common knowledge, something that we already knew.
Yeah,
like,
I feel the same way. I feel like a large part of the documentary. It was a good documentary. I definitely learned some like insightful stuff that I haven't heard before, but I feel like 80% of it I kind of already knew. Like, because ever since social media came around, that was like the biggest thing. Like our parents telling us to get off our phones. Like, you're always on the damn phone. Like yada yada. And like, I don't know. Social media has always had that bad stigma, so I just thought everybody knew that. But I don't know, from like friends and family that have like watched it, they were like, oh my god, this was like eye-opening. I never knew all this stuff. So I don't know, I guess we were ahead of the curve on that, but I feel like it was good if it's like opening people's eyes to things.
Yeah, I think I could see how it it could open up somebody's eyes as well.
Yeah.
So
they definitely said some like profound stuff in there. I think one thing that was interesting there, I forget the dude's name, but he was like a handful of like 20 to 30-year-old white men in Silicon Valley are like controlling how like 20 billion people like choose to go about their day and like think and like do stuff. I was like, when you say it like that, that's kind of crazy.
It
like,
is. Yeah, it definitely is.
I think that was some interesting. That was like an interesting way to look at it, and he touched on a couple of things. There was like the age demographic. There was like the race demographic too, and the location. So it's like, damn, like that is a very small perspective to have. Like, I'm sure these companies are doing their best to like have diversity and inclusion and like have people of all ages and all races and backgrounds, but it's like, I'm sure they're not all the way there yet. So when they were creating these things, we're all like looking at it from the perspective and like the point of view of like a couple people, and that's nuts to me. Like everybody is using these apps and stuff, so it's like you should have like a world view, like a global perspective on like how you're putting them together, and that it didn't sound like that was the case when that was happening. So that was something crazy that I heard when I was watching. But
I think yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything else to say about the social dilemma.
I think I don't know. I feel like I guess I've just been a little bit more knowledgeable about it. I think it was a little bit too biased. Like it was a little bit too one-sided. Like, you know, a good documentary is supposed to have like both sides of the argument and just like have like a neutral position on it.
Right.
This one was definitely like all doom and gloom, all we're hopeless, all like we're headed for catastrophe. And it's like, no, you can turn your notifications off and like delete the apps. Like we're not like, we're human. Like that's what makes us human, is our ability to think and like have this consciousness, and like we're not a dog. We're not just like going about our day through instincts. Like we can think about what's happening.
Right.
So it's like you can choose to walk away from that stuff. It might be hard. It might be hard to get off your phone for a week like that, like the dude, like the dude in the documentary. But it's like you can do it. Like there are people that have survived much worse things than getting bullied and sucked into social media ads and stuff like that. Right. So I don't know. I kind of see both sides and perspectives on it. One, because, you know, we have this platform now, but you know, looking into like how businesses and like entrepreneurship goes and e-commerce and like where the world is heading now, like these apps are not free. Like nothing is free in America. Like we live in a capitalist society. Everything is about money. Like, right. So like businesses need to make money so they can pay for those buildings, so that they can pay for those salaries. They can pay those investors back, and so they can do what they want to do. Like businesses cannot operate on a negative income, but for so long. So it's like these apps, Facebook, Instagram, like all these companies have to make money. So that's the bottom line. So they have to show us these ads, and it's like, do you want to see ads that are like relevant to you, or do you want to see ads that you absolutely don't care about? Like, I feel like that's one big thing. Like, people, I guess I'm an outlier with this opinion, but a lot of people make issues with like privacy and like data profiles, and they're taking all our data and they know everything about us and yada yada. And it's like, it's true. I feel like, you know, unless you're a drug dealer, I feel like it's not a huge issue. Like,
right.
Like, I'm a 20-something-year-old male. I like music. I like sneakers. I like sports. Like, I want to see ads and post about those things. Like, I don't want to see an ad come up on my page talking about like Barbie dolls or something. Like, you would be mad. Like, these apps have to advertise to get money so that they can sustain themselves. So it's like, you're going to get ads either way. Do you want ads that are like relevant to you, or do you want ads that you don't care about and that are just going to distract you? I don't know. So I see that perspective of it. I also feel like it's a little bit helpful too. Like, when we were making the pod, like, having those relevant ads are helpful because like you might get some useful things out of it. Like, we were looking at setting up this podcast and doing all these things, and you start Google searching about podcasts and like equipment and all this stuff, and now I'm getting ads about like podcasting equipment and software, and we found some like pretty useful stuff that was like, oh, like, I'm gonna buy this because this is gonna be useful to us. So it's like, I feel like it's a give and take. There's definitely like pros and cons to each side, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like there definitely needs to be a balance, but I can see both sides of the equation. Like, it's not all doom and gloom. Like, it's not all bad that they have like some data on you to like give you more relevant information.
Right.
But
that's great. That's crazy. I find now that like I could think about something. I won't even say it out loud. I'll literally think about it in my head, be like, oh, you know, I want that. That's cool. Next thing you know, I open whatever app and I see an ad for it. And I'm like, how did they know?
Yeah.
How do they know they're listening?
Yeah, everybody says that now. I feel like low key people don't realize like, oh, like I did a Google search on that and I clicked on a website that had shoes. So now when I go on Instagram, like StockX is gonna put an ad on my thing. Like, it's all very relative, and like it's all very logical. Like like if you browse the internet on incognito mode and like sign out of all of your apps and stuff and like delete them from your phone, you will not get like personalized ads, and you can like turn that off too. But I feel like they're getting better at it now though. Like, I feel like with this recent, at least like the iPhone updates, like they're being like more transparent about it now. Like, oh, like, do you want this app to send you notifications? Do you want this app to know your location? Do you want them to know this? Like,
right.
But I feel like there's definitely like some regulation that needs to be put in place. Because they like the dude was saying in the documentary, they don't have any incentive to not keep doing what they're doing because they're making a lot of money from it.
Right. Moral of the story is go outside, get some sun, put your phone down.
Yeah, it's definitely good to mix it up.
Enjoy life, what life has to offer.
Yeah.
You're worth more than an Instagram filter.
Turn off notifications on your phone. You'll be amazed at how much you don't check it anymore. Yeah. Do not disturb is a great tool.
Stop caring. You stop caring too.
That's true.
Keys to life.
That's true.
The keys. Give me all the keys. We told y'all we were going to give y'all the keys. Just stop caring. If you don't care what other people think, just post and go. If you want to use social media, they're going to say what they want to say. They're going to like it, or they're not going to like it, and it is what it is.
Yeah. Do you feel like the situation is going to get better at all? Or like, you know, they're talking about the like depression rates and like suicide rates going up and like all this other stuff. Like, do you feel like on the horizon it's just gonna get worse and we're gonna have like this civil war they were talking about?
Well, that might be a little extreme.
Yeah,
But I think things will always get worse before they get better. So
yeah,
we'll see. I don't know. We got a whole, like you said, there's a whole new generation of young kids, and that's all they know is technology. Maybe, I don't know, they might not be on social media at a young age, but all they know is phones and tablets and laptops. So like they might not know what's going on in the outside world.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know. I have hope that things will get better, but
yeah, at
the same time, I don't know, it's kind of like coronavirus. Like you think
nah, them vaccines on the way.
You think
don't worry.
Yeah, okay. Get that vaccine if you want. Be the Walking Dead out here.
You think it's gonna be like I Am Legend? Like everybody starts turning into zombies.
Hey, I don't know. You never know.
But yeah, I share the same viewpoint. I feel like we'll figure it out. Like
I think we will.
We have enough people complaining about it, enough people on both sides to see like both sides of the equation and like come up with something that's good for, you know, humanity and make it more positive. Like I feel like they're starting to make changes now too. Like there's rumors that, you know, Instagram's gonna get rid of likes and like all this other stuff, but I feel like at the end of the day, a better solution is for you to like not care and like not compare yourself to others and be happy
with easier said than done
with where you're at. Yeah,
it's all a mindset thing.
Yeah,
I believe
you gotta train that muscle.
That's true.
You gotta train the mind just like any other muscle. You can do it eventually. It'll be hard though. It's hard to break mental habits.
Yeah,
like
definitely
bad mental habits. So
definitely.
But yeah. Thank you for tuning in. Follow us on all listening platforms and all social media at clothtalkpod. You can follow me at Memo the Maestro on all social media, and you can follow Jalen at JCB627 on all social media.